Welcome to Do the Math America. I am Charlene, Math Shaman. Today we study decimals from page 29 and 30 from the beginning algebra textbook. You can find a link to the PDF file of the textbook in the description box below. Please use the PDF file to print out a copy of this textbook for yourself. We will be using it in future lessons. Decimals. In section 1.1, we have learned how to read, write, and round decimals. A decimal has a whole number part and a decimal part separated by a decimal point. To compare decimals, we write one decimal under the other and line up the decimal points and like place values. Starting from left to right, compare the first digits that are not alike. Add zeros after the last digit when necessary. 4.125 or 4 and 125th thousandths, and 2.346 or 2 and 346 thousandths. Since 4 is greater than 2, 4.125 is greater than 2.346. Negative 4.125 or negative 4 and 125th thousandths is less than negative 2 and 346 thousandths. If you look on the number line, you see that negative 4 and 125th thousandths is farther away from the zero and positive numbers than negative 2 and 346 thousandths. And therefore, negative 4 and 125th thousandths is less than negative 2 and 346 thousandths. 3 and 462 thousandths compared to 3 and 473 thousandths. The 6 is less than 7, and so 3 and 462 thousandths is less than 3 and 473 thousandths. Conversely, negative 3 and 462 thousandths is greater than negative 3 and 473 thousandths. And if you look on the number line, you can see those two decimal values are between negative 3 and 4 tenths and negative 3 and 5 tenths, which can be rewritten as negative 3 and 400 thousandths and negative 3 and 500 thousandths. And you can see that negative 3 and 473 thousandths is closer to negative 3 and 500 thousandths than is negative 3 and 462 thousandths. So therefore, negative 3 and 473 thousandths is less than negative 3 and 462 thousandths. Now we compare 5.4304 and 5.4300. So the 4 is greater than 0, therefore 5.4304 is greater than 5.4300. Conversely, negative 5.4304 is less than negative 5.4300. And once again, if we plot this out on a number line, we can see how these decimals are related to each other. And therefore, negative 5.43 5.4304 is less than negative 5.4300. Every integer can be written as an equal decimal by adding one or more zeros following the decimal point. 1 equals 1.0, which equals 1.00, which equals 1.000, and so on. 10 equals 10.0, which equals 10.00, which equals 10.000, and so on. Decimals include terminating or finite decimal. It ends in a given place, like 1/10 or 3/10 or 2 54/100. Non-terminating or infinite decimal. It does not end in any given place. 3.1415 and on, 1.4142 and on, 1.7320 and on, 2.71828 and on. The first one, 3.1415, is pi, 1.4142 is the square root of 2, and 1.732 is the square root of 3. We will talk about those more later in future videos. And number 3, repeating decimal. It is a non-terminating decimal that repeats a pattern. To write a repeating decimal, we place a bar above the digit that repeats. So 0.111 can be written as 0.1 with a bar over it. 0.333 equals 0.3 with a bar over it. 2.125454 and repeating equals 2.1254 with the bar repeating 54. Write the following decimals in order from the least to the greatest. 0.12, 0.034, 1.245, 5.134, 1.354, and 5.012. So first we write the smallest decimal, and we check that off so that we can eliminate that from our list, and then we find the next smallest, which is 0.12. Check that off, and then 1.245 is the next greater, and then 1.354, and then 5.012 is the next greater one, and then the largest decimal is 5.134. So check off each decimal as you go. Order the following decimals from the largest to the smallest. So first we copy down all those decimals. Make sure you get all the digits copied down correctly. Include the negative signs. Double check after you've written the numbers down to make sure you got everything written down correctly. The largest number here is 4.12. The next smaller decimal is 3.452. Mark that off your list, and then 3.45, and then 2.43. Mark that off. 2.423 is next. and then we look at the negative numbers. Negative 2.325 is greater than negative 2.335, so that gets written down beforehand. And then the smallest decimal is negative 2.335. The exercises for this lesson are on page 30. And as usual, I encourage you to do as many of these problems as you need in order to get a firm grasp on the material. Checking your answers against the answer key that I've included in the links below. If you find my videos helpful, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel for more video lessons on math, and please share this channel with anyone you know who wants to learn math. Thank you for watching my video.